Hi, I'm doing my article over self-affirmation in the face of stress. I got all my information from the Psychology of Affirmed Learner, Spontaneous Self-Affirmation in the Face of Stress by Shannon D. Brady, Julio Garcia, Jonathan E. Cook, Stephanie L. Reeves, Valerie Purdy Bonds, Suzanne Torbowski Barba, Sarah Tomasati, and Eden M. Davis. The questions that they were going over in the article were mainly how do students maintain achievement motivation over time in the face of stress? And how does affirmations initiate a shift in the self that enables students to better tap into their internal and external resources? So basically, they're wondering what makes students tick on how they are motivated to be able to stay focused with their schoolwork and get their schoolwork done and graduate on time, whether that be internal factors or external factors. Internal factors being how they are feeling, how they are motivated, or external factors like family, work, economy, school, and schedules, and all the other stuff that could possibly cause the student to have stress. So the study that they did was with 183 students, mainly from the population of Latino students and white students in their first or second semester at the college. They would separate them into two different groups, the affirmation condition group and then the control condition group. But both groups had to rank their personal importance of values, those being relationships with friends and family, just basically anything they value. They would have a sheet and they would just number them 1 through 11. The affirmation condition group had to write specifically which one was the most important and why it was most important to them. And then the control condition group had to write specifically about the 9th value and why it was important. So I thought that was a little odd, but they used that as a way to balance it out and figure out what was most important to a lot of people and what was mid-range, kind of, since they had to write 11. So 9 wasn't necessarily the least, but obviously not the best. It was a little past midway. So all students were led to believe that writing the value list would be beneficial to them to figure out what helps them get their motivation up and be able to achieve their academic goals and career goals and just make them into a better student. They were led to believe that it would help them reduce stress and boost their long-term performances by having this list in front of them to realize what they value most and how to go down that path to fulfill their values. The participants in the affirmation condition group knew and did show that writing their own values did lead to them reducing the stress and boosting the long-term performances. But with the participant control group, since they had to write and explain their 9th value, it was mainly writing other people's values, and it showed that if given enough input, it would lead to them reaching the benefits of reducing the stress and long-term performances. So basically, one group looked at themselves and figured out how to reach those benefits, and then the other group was used to figure out how the bigger picture where everybody can reach these goals. The dependent measures for the study was the grades. Before the study even started, they got their 183 students and looked at their grades before they even entered the study. And they were not excluded if they had low grade point averages or high grade point averages. It didn't matter what ethnic they were, economic background or anything. They wanted everybody and anybody to see if the study had an impact on them. They followed them for anywhere from 1 semester to 4 semesters, so 2 years max, but they followed them throughout the whole entire thing. They also had one of the dependent measures being psychological outcomes. After the conclusion of the study, the students were asked to complete scales to determine their sense of adaptive how they adapted to being able to adjust to the stress that they were in place of, and their sense of belonging, because everyone throughout some time in their college career, they feel like they don't belong, and that causes stress and all that fun stuff. The 3 skills that they used were centered around self-integrity, self-esteem, and hope. The scales that they used numbered it from 1 to 6, 1 being strongly disagree, and then 6 being strongly agree. And then they had assessment of open-ended essays. The questions that they asked for the students to answer was, am I comfortable with who I am? Overall, I expect more good things to happen to me than bad, and I feel like I have a number of good qualities. So basically, apply what you learned from the study to see if you learned anything, feel better, have adjusted to dealing with stress, because the whole reason for the study was to see how they would adapt to the stress that the study would give them, and then subsequently help them adapt to other stressors that would come along. I'm not a teacher. I've actually only taught 1 semester as a yes tutor. I really don't have any experience in teaching, but I work in a corporate office, so how I plan to possibly use the information from this article is utilizing the 3 scales and utilizing the assessment of open-ended essays. Especially with COVID, it would be good to see how people are adjusting to this added stress, because we already are dealing with vendors calling and asking us, hey, when are we going to get our paycheck? When is this going to be paid? Just already was stressful before all COVID happened, and now everything is even more hectic. So utilizing these scales and essays would better help me figure out what I need to do to manage the stress in my people in my department. It would also help my supervisor get a handle on what is needed from the department. And this could be done anonymously, so no person could be feeling like they're being targeted. So I hope you liked my thing. Thank you.